good. We are. Lights, camera, and the action. What's up, everybody? I'm Corn. How you doing? Lovely. Please make sure that you like, share, subscribe, do all the things. And let's go ahead and get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 11, I believe. This episode, there is not much I want to talk about besides Porsha and Shamea. However, we're going to just speed round through a couple of things. Ralph. I have told y'all since the very first time that he has appeared on these screens, Drew needed to leave that man. I'm sorry that you got knocked up by him, baby, and you're going to have to deal with him for the rest of your existence. However, divorce is imminent and it needs to happen today. Okay? Well, y'all are, no, I don't know if they're divorced yet. Either way, doesn't matter. Ralph, gotta go. Got to go. Angela and her mother, they had a whole conversation about nothing. In my mind, I was expecting for Angela to talk to her mama about the situation that went down with Amari and her sister, but it feel like we never really got to the point. She just kind of like briefly touched on it and gave her a hug and sent her on by the way. Lovely. Kelly takes her daughter driving. Yay. Anybody else? No. Porsha and Shamea. This was, as a person who is a lover of friends and friendship, and I really cherish my friends, this was an uncomfortable conversation to watch. So, contrary to most people's belief, I actually do feel Porsha's anxiety around having this conversation with Shamea, because I think for her, she's been doing this show so long, she sees this as a moment for the show, but she can't really take herself outside of it to understand that Shamea has some real deep-rooted issues with her that she is trying to express to her so that they can move forward. But that's all the credit I'm gonna give Porsha today, because Porsha has always told the line of accountability. She has yet, in that I can remember, to give anybody a solid, sincere, succinct apology on this show ever. I don't think that she has ever really felt true remorse for any of the things that she has done. She glosses by accountability, and I think that the viewers have always coddled Porsha because you had Kenya be more so the aggressor in their relationship. So and I think that perception of Porsha being kind of childlike has always colored the lenses of the viewers, and she's been able to like just skate by through a bunch of things. I don't like it. Porsha is a 40-something-year-old lady. You need to grow the fuck up. Your friend is sitting here expressing to you how she feels. And while I understand the discomfort, I think your body language, the eye rolls, the shifting shit all over the table while the girl is trying to pour her heart out to you is disgusting. You got to watch. Not when you're having a conversation with somebody, you not only have to watch what you say, but you also have to watch how you say it, what you are doing, and be present and engaged for the conversation in order for it to be productive, which is the words that Porsha decided to use. Like, I want this conversation to be productive. You didn't want it to be productive. What you wanted to do was control the narrative, which seems to be a recurring theme with Porsha, that if she is not allowed to control the narrative, then she is throwing hissy fits and fists. We know Porsha loved a good Atlanta tussle. But two things. I don't really feel that bad for Shamea anymore, and both of these girls are wrong. You cannot tell me that you want to handle your friendship with such delicate care that you have not held this girl accountable for whatever she's done to you for over 20 years. I can't imagine being in a relationship with somebody for 20 years and never having the balls to say whatever it is that I need to say to them about whatever is going on. And I feel two ways about this. I hear the side of people saying that Shamea waited 20 years to have this conversation and she let it all out on camera for, to help the story along or whatever. But I also see the other side of Shamea feeling whatever it is that she feels, and the producers understanding exactly how she feels, and they are able to, that's their job, to unearth those things and bring up those emotions so we can then see it on camera. I do think that if Shamea she had this relationship established with Porsha for the last 20 plus years, then I feel like she would have gone the rest of her life without ever having these conversations because nobody was forcing her to have them. So I feel like Angela, Kelly, Britt, and the rest of them damn girls in production in the background in her ear telling her, you need to say something, is forcing her to bring those things out and address them head on. And I'm more along that side. I don't really think that Shamea was, like, I saw the after show where, what's that lady named Angela said that she feels like Shamea is more calculated than she puts on. She plays this role of, she's a loyal friend, she's the good friend, but then she waited until she finally got her full-time contract and then decided to have this moment with Porsha. I don't necessarily believe that. I think it is plausible, but I just don't believe that with Shamea. I hope that she's more, what is the word that I want to use? She is more mature than that. And I hope that she's not that kind of calculated. But I could see it. Who knows? It could be true. So Shamea is getting out her feelings or whatever. And then Porsha is like, Shamea, stop. Oh, Shamea, please. Just please, Shamea. And then she gets up, cries. We never see, mind you, I think Porsha done cried like 5 times this season. We ain't seen a tear fall yet. It is amazing to me that you can cry with no tears. It's an inner cry. Nah, baby, you're fake, okay? And she goes to the bathroom. She comes back. She tells the waitress that she wants boxes for her food because they're ready to go. And Shamea was like, well, I hate that we are ending the conversation with no resolve. And I'm more along those lines as well, because it's like, if we are having a conversation and it is meant to be productive, then we don't need to leave here more confused and more angry, more upset than we showed up. I think in order for two people who love and care about each other to move forward, they have to be able to have the uncomfortable conversation and navigate their way through it. So Porsha feels like Shamea is putting on for the show, because she isn't used to this side of Shamea. And Shamea is like, girl, that's a slap to the face that you would tell me that I would do this for the show when I'm really trying to express myself to you in order to save my friendship. I don't understand how Porsha, but in Porsha's mind, everything revolves around her. So Porsha, there is not a moment in this conversation where Porsha really reflects about their dynamic and where they are and owns up to her point. To Shamea's credit, the moment that they began the conversation, she started off with an apology. I apologize to you for not having the conversations that I'm about to have with you right now. I apologize for that because I feel like I handle our friendship with too much care. But sometimes that care is code for I'm a punk. Like, girl, Man up, put your big drawers on, and have these conversations with your homegirl. But like I said in a previous video, Shamea's not all the way right here. Because the exact same thing that she is accusing Porsha of doing, Shamea is also doing. She's also having these conversations with these girls off camera, you know. She's having these conversations with the girls off camera and letting them know tidbits of why she's upset with Porsha. And now that it's coming back up, she's trying to flip it all on Porsha to say that Porsha is having conversations with these girls about. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think that I've seen Porsha have a conversation about Shamea that she initiated with anybody. I think more people have been coming to Shamea talking about Porsha and her not necessarily shutting it down like she is telling Porsha. You haven't shut these conversations down fully. I think that you are giving them space to express themselves, which I feel like is a step too far. But that's you and your friendship and how you roll. But I just don't like the fact that she feels so far in the right. And I feel like Porsha could have done herself some justice in this conversation if she would have been like, well, actually she did mention that. She said that you are having conversations with these ladies and that's why we're even here. But I don't think that Shamea is really registering it because she is so on the defense when it comes to Porsha. Like, she got her guards up, she got her notes ready, she got all her bullets pointed, and she is ready to blow. But she's also not willing to accept her wrong for real. The only wrong that she thinks that she's done is not speak her mind when she should have, because she treats her friendship with too much care. Girl, shut that shit up. Okay? Don't want to hear it. But yes, Porsha does not hold herself accountable for any of the things that Shamea has said that she's done, but she gives this fake glossy apology. They hold hands, they hug, and compliment each other's asses, and you know, all is good in the hood, I guess. Which, Shamea, if you are gonna come out and play big dog and really address your homegirl about the way that she has wronged you, you also need to stand firm in your word, baby. If you feel the way that you feel, yes, y'all are having a conversation to hopefully move forward, but you also need to hold the girl's feet to the fire and make sure that she is apologizing for exactly what it is that she has done to you. Because if that didn't happen, if that's not going to happen, let's not have the conversation. We're here for nothing. We're here to eat. And honestly, I should have ate that food because, ooh, it looked good. I need to go back to Atlanta as soon as possible because, baby, when I tell you I gained at least 12 pounds in the week that I was there. But that's neither here nor there. And the way that things are going today, Porsha and Shamea are no longer friends. I don't know what happens to really put the nail in the coffin, but, you know, that's where we are. It's an unfortunate situation, and I hate to see friends break up, but sometimes it is necessary for growth. And I think for Shamea, what she does need to release herself for at least a year or 2 or 3 from Porsha to really soak up the spotlight and really feel how it feels to be the star of her own life. Because I feel like she attaches herself to people whose star is bigger than theirs, whose stars are bigger than hers, and in a way to not shine on her own. And I want to see Shamea blossom into a full-fledged star because I think that she has the potential to, you know, go there. But is there anything else that needs to be said about this episode? No. Next week, Phaedra comes back. Let me tell y'all something. I am not a fan of Phaedra. I don't want to see her nor her bottom lip or 7 necks. I don't want to see it. I'm not here for it. If Phaedra was y'all's answer to Kenya's dismissal, I think that we need to go back and rearrange some things. But apparently they love Miss Phaedra Parks over at Bravo. So, you know, welcome back, I guess. But I can't wait to drag her ass up and down the road every single episode while she's here. So stay tuned for that. And with that being said, I don't think I got anything else to say. This is a rather short video, but this episode was also not really chock full of things that I wanted to talk about. So I will see y'all next week. Toodles. Oh, Lord have mercy.